What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast. But today, another Battle Birds podcast pregame. What's going on, everybody? Sorry for the little delay. We all ran a little bit late today. Hopefully, the Eagles' offense and defense don't run late and they show up at 4:05. Go ahead, guys. Introduce yourselves.
What's going on, everybody? Steve, Gate City Sports Channel.
You're that, man. You know what it is. You know what it is. Your boy Fully Fresh, aka the General. Also a fourth. Yes, a fourth for the Better Bird podcast. What's going on, everybody? We got a lot to talk about. Let's get it with just a little bit of time. Let's go.
Facts. So go ahead, Steve. Where you want to take us? We got a lot to talk about, like you said.
Well, let's talk about the second half. That seems to be the topic of interest for most people. Is everyone wants to know what happened in the second half with New Orleans? Like, what adjustments did they make to make life harder on this Eagles offense? And I'm not going to point out a single player because I don't think it's fair to say Jalen Hurts faltered down the stretch, because I think the team around him faltered. I thought that, man, I've seen a lot of people breaking down film about Jordan Mailata, and in many respects, he had a good game, but people are taking it too far. He got beat consistently in the running game last week. I'm just going to be honest.
Who you? My bad, Steve. Who you say?
Jordan Mailata. I said that I don't think he had a bad game, and I think there were elements of his game where this kid's looking like a superstar out there, but he's getting beat in the running game. Like, there's no doubt about it. He's not seeing things as great as some people are making it out. Mm-hmm. One thing I noticed that New Orleans did is they went back to an old, like, high school and early college level defense, which was a 42 under. When you play 42 under, that means your one technique or your nose tackle goes to the strong side of the offensive line. So they're not on the weak side anymore. They're playing more of the strong side there. And you could see that created one-on-one matchups. And to be honest with you, our offensive line really struggled with the way that they were using stunt and twist and stuff like that in the second half of the game. And I thought that New Orleans linebackers showed more discipline, even though, to be real, Hurts still got him a couple of times. I mean, he got him on the 3rd and 2 on the second possession of the second half. That was clearly a design quarterback draw. They did a little over motion with Dallas Goedert in 12-man personnel. They were in a 2x2 set. I mean, it should have been obvious what the Eagles were going to do there, and they just couldn't stop them. So, I mean, guys didn't get the separation. It's a lot of the same kind of stuff kind of happened down the stretch of the second half there. But I think this is going to be a challenging game, gentlemen, because I think that the key to stopping the offense Doug put out there comes on the front seven, and in particular, it comes in the linebacker room. And I think that they got some players out there at linebacker. They got Hassan Riddick, he can play. They've got Devontae Campbell, he can play. Like, who knows how much of a role Isaiah Simmons is going to have, but he's a freak athletically. Like, This might be a tougher game than people are anticipating.
Yeah, expect Isaiah Simmons, who's playing more the latter part of the season, to really spy Hurts. But real quick, to shout out Hassan Reddick. This man had 5 sacks himself and 3 forced fumbles against the Giants. He was a one-man wrecking crew last Sunday. Got us a Giants loss. But we're gonna have to slow them down, and our offensive line ain't get any better with Jack Driscoll going out. They are gonna play Matt Pryor at right tackle, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm a fan of Matt Pryor, man. I've spoken on this man's behalf before. I don't like him at right tackle. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big fan of Matt Pryor playing right tackle. I felt like he's let me down a little bit at right guard, but I do think that you see the mauler in him, at least at right guard, when you want to push down in the running game. The kid can maul people. He's a big physical dude. I was a little concerned, man. I felt like when they dialed up pressure in the second half, it was getting home. And I think that's more of a function of just our offensive line maybe being a little more overrated for its performance last week than what it deserved credit for when you really broke down the film on them. I thought that we definitely left some things in the bank there. I thought there was a couple of opportunities to have scored that we may have missed, and that gives hope that, look, give this kid enough opportunities. He's going to eventually see this on film. He's going to see how defense, it works both ways. Defenses will see how the tendencies that he likes to have, but in return, this kid will get a chance to see the way that defenses use their tendencies to defend him. So, yeah, it's a bit of a chess game. My bad, Reese. I went way too long, man.
No, you good, man. I mean, I ain't disagree with anything you said. That's why I kept quiet. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
but fresh. I was gonna ask you. You can start the take because I know a lot of people in the chat are talking about this. But let's get to Wentz comments. The Adam Schefter report. What is your take on that? How you feel about that and stuff like that?
Can't blame the kid. You know what I mean? Like literally can't. When you really look at it, let's talk about it real fast. Okay, dudes like Matthew Stafford, dudes like Matt Ryan, dudes like even Tom Brady, even Russell Wilson this year. They go through 4-game streaks and go through years. Matt Ryan then went through the last couple of years not playing good with all that talent. Could you imagine Carson Wentz with all that? With a Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, two stud running backs, Freeman, and all them kind of guys. Julio Jones, who I think is the best wide receiver in the league. All that, and you still booty juice? Now you put up the numbers. But it's when the numbers occur. But this is not about Matt Ryan. This is not about Matthew Stafford. Even though, why aren't they being benched? It seems like this organization and fan base just screams as soon as a dude is falling, kick him while he's down. You know what I mean? To me, I get it. He was playing bad. Should he have been benched? I would have benched him earlier in the season. So 2 things. So you can see what Jalen Hurts has earlier, number 1. And number 2, to let the kid get his mind together, man. Getting hit that many times, you don't think that like your eyes are more worrying about the offensive line than you are your receivers. I don't give a damn about giving y'all the football if it costs me my life. That's what it looks like to me. You know what I mean? But a lot of people saying he misreads. Everybody misses reads. Patrick Mahomes, your favorite quarterback, misses reads. Patrick Mahomes, your favorite quarterback. He throws at people's feet, and it just happens. Nobody's perfect, but we want perfection. We want robots out there. We want a guy that's not emotional or whatever the case may be. We want somebody to be able to take all the criticism, play, have 125 passer rate in every single game. No interceptions, no fumbles. This is what you want from your franchise quarterback, and it's impossible. We did it with Cunningham, we did it with McNabb, and now we're doing it with Carson Wentz. So trade, okay. He's asking for it because I ain't gonna lie to you. Who do you know is going to get paid $107 million to hold a clipboard? Sign me up for that job. You know what I mean? So when you really look at it, who knows if he really said it? But if he did, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Like I worked too freaking hard, and I did so much for his organization that a lot of people tend to forget. A lot of people only say he only had a good season 2017. No, he had done so much for this franchise. He done so much. And I can see this kid winning to him trumps everything. This is all that he wants to do. He wants to win. He just couldn't this year. But that doesn't mean we just throw him in the trash. But since he did that, I don't feel appreciated. Time for me to go. And go ahead, man. Wish the best of luck to you. But you're not wearing that wing on the side of your helmet no more. I can't root for you. I can quietly say, damn, I missed this and I missed that. When I see him make good plays, that's what's going to happen. If you think that Carson Wentz is going to go somewhere and just excuse my French, but shit the bed, nah. We're gonna see a rejuvenated and also a reinformed Carson Wentz, especially if he goes to the right spot. Go ahead, y'all.
Oh, real quick, I agree with that. And like I said, has Carson Wentz stunk this year? Yes. Has it? But again, nobody's going to want to be the backup, especially when you came in as the 2nd overall pick. You're a starter in your mind. You want to play. You want to compete. So it's not like he's, some people are saying crybaby. Some people are saying this, but at the end of the day, he's saying, if y'all not going to let me start next year, this ain't about, a lot of people are talking about, does he want to play this year and that? No, he said, the rumors. And again, it's has more weight to it because it was Schefter who reported it. It's not like, some 3rd degree guy with a just got a check mark on Twitter. It's Schefter. You know what I mean? So either his agent said it, Carson said it. Maybe he didn't come down, but it's a reliable source said I will want out of Philly if I can't play in 21 as a starting quarterback. Again, he stunk this year, but in his head, he thinks everything's fixable. And I honestly do think he's fixable. But again, the Eagles are in a sticky situation. We got to see how number 2 does this game, the rest of the year, and even a 4-game sample size. It's still tough to make a organizational decision like that because, again, we saw a 13-game sample size from Carson Wentz, and he was number 2 in the NFL when it comes to MVP voting, and he would have won it if he stayed healthy. But the thing is this, that 13-game sample size, we were all in. And right now, he's not that same guy. So it's hard to evaluate any player 1 year.
He's
so,
not the same team, though.
Correct.
All right.
But what I'm saying is,
my bad. Go ahead.
Even if Jalen Hurts wins these 4 games, which I hope he does, it's going to make the decision more tough. But again, 4 games great don't mean you're going to have a 10-year great career because Carson had 13 great games and he hit this bump in the road. So listen, the organization has failed him in a sense of just trusting in him. But he has his own demons he has to work through because he hasn't been good, but it's fixable stuff. Go ahead, Gate.
This is what I'll say about the situation with Carson Wentz. Everyone, please understand where I say, understand I'm a huge Carson Wentz fan. I'm a guy that actually really does believe this kid has talent you can only find in a handful of other players. But talent doesn't always equal production, and we've seen that. And what I would have liked to have seen Carson maybe step up to the plate about in this whole situation, and maybe it's just I didn't watch enough of him explaining things to really catch it, but I didn't hear him maybe take ownership over his play this season. And that's something that I wish that. Go ahead.
He stepped in front of the team twice, Gates.
No, I'm talking about him in particular, not the team.
No. He stepped in front of the team twice and took ownership for his play.
I think Gates talking about like the post game, like in a press conference.
I'm talking about when.
But to me, it don't. To me, it don't matter what he says to us. If you talking to your team, that's where that's what it's about to me. I don't give a damn what you tell me. I see what I see on the field. I don't like you can tell me that you got 2 tails and you shake your tail feather every time you leave the locker room. I don't give a damn. I see what I see on the field. Gates, I get you. But to me, addressing the team instead of the media is more. I think it puts a stamp more on things than rather just coming up to the media. Oh yeah, I've been playing bad, yada yada yada. Which I did not hear him say exactly. I didn't, but he does say we got to do better, and I'm tired of hearing that stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. And a lot of people did give stop, Neff. All right. A lot of people did give him a whole bunch of smack for him saying he's not going to change his game, and I don't have no problem with that. A lot of people do. I don't have no problem with that. My thing is, this is the same guy that we seen in 2017, and it's just the fumbles and he made the same mistakes. He made the same mistakes in 2017, but he covered them up with so many good plays. Excuse me, y'all. I'm kind of tongue tied right now. I'm trying to hurry up and get this out so you can go. My bad, Gates. But when you really, really look at it and you dissect it and you really, really look at it, once again, we're not talking about the coaching that was there. You know what I mean? And the discipline. This kid needs discipline, and he's not getting that right now. I don't know. To me, it looks like that. I don't know, but that's what it looked like to me.
So what I'll say is this. I absolutely understand what you're saying, Reese. No doubt about it. I get what you're saying, that it's very important, more so what you do behind closed doors than what you're doing in front of the media. I still think it's important as a player and as a leader of a football team to do the best you can in that role to control the story. And look, he may not owe us anything. I get what you're saying. It doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It really only matters what his teammates think. I get all that. But just from a personal perspective, I would have liked him to have stepped up to the podium and just had that moment of honesty, that moment of clarity, and said, hey, man, I didn't do enough in the offseason to work on footwork. I didn't, you know what? I really struggled this season reading pressure, and that's something that I have to improve in the offseason. And then if he did the natural thing, which, come on, man, everyone knows this was coming, And he says, look, if they decide that they want to stick with the young man out there, I think he's tremendously talented, blah, 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 blah. I would like an opportunity to start somewhere else. I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, and who knows if anything was even being said is true. I don't know. But I mean, that's what the dominant theory is that he's pretty much made it pretty clear to the organization he does not plan to be a backup. And to be honest with you, the organization does not plan on having a $25 million a season backup. That's not going to happen. So ideally, if the organization, and look, I have nothing to do with the decision, but if the organization were to make that decision that they wanted Jalen Hurts, the last thing I would want is Carson Wentz on this team. I think that's a mistake. I think that would be a catastrophe waiting to happen.
Yeah. And so with that being said, we're going to have a nice long offseason to dig into that stuff. So let's get to Sunday's matchup. Cardinals, Eagles. The Eagles come in at 6.5-point underdogs on the road. We got no corners whatsoever. Darius Slay, Vontae Maddox, Ronnie McLeod, all secondary players. We let go Will Parks. What are we going to do, and how are we going to stop that offense with these guys?
I don't even know what we got in the secondary. We got a lot of young guys, Mike, that are playing. I mean, we got my boy Elijah Riley got caught up. We got the kid Seymour, whatever his name is, that came over from Buffalo, then Carolina. He's going to basically be a heavy contributor to this game. He's probably starting for us.
Your boy Jaquette.
Yeah, Michael Jaquette. He should be out there. I guess we'll have to see, man. I mean, I don't know how much faith to have in this. Oh, I'll give you a guy that I do like. I don't know how he's going to play. Houston, the kid from Baylor. When I was watching film on Graylin Arnold, that kid stood out. He's very similar in ways to Michael Jaquette. He's more of a physical corner. I think he fights pretty well. I don't know if the athleticism is going to translate to the NFL. We'll have to see that today if he gets opportunities. But, I mean, there was definitely, like, on film, he definitely stood out to me when I was watching Graylin Arnold. So, I mean, he's a kid that's going to probably be playing some minutes today. So, this isn't ideal. Let's just be reasonable here. This is not an ideal situation to be running out there this really young safety core, this really young corner core. And now we're looking at a guy that's underperformed for the season as leadership role along with Jalen, Mills. I mean, Nicole Roby-Coleman and Jalen Mills are going to be pretty much with Marcus Epps, to be funny enough. I mean, like, that's really you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're a better. I know that you bet a lot, Mike. This is not a game I personally would bet.
I have him on one risky one, but Tom Brady's ruining that, so it doesn't matter anymore. Hey, Philly Fresh, before little man goes, ask him who's going to win, Eagles or Cardinals. You're on mute.
Go ahead, say it. Say Eagles.
Eagles.
Yes, sir.
Say fly, Eagles fly.
Eagle laugh.
Nice.
All right, enough. Man. Hold on, let me get him on out of here. Go ahead. Go get your cousin. Go get my seer.
Hey, Chris Ward, I just saw your comment, man. Congratulations, buddy.
What I miss?
Right there. My first child on the way soon. Future Eagles fan. Shout out to you.
Yeah, man. Shout out, they blessings. That's my nephew though. That ain't my child, but I treat him like it. But listen, man, when you look at it, wow, man, it's like 2018 all over again in just 1 week. Like we're going deep in the basement for CBs, man, and it's crazy. I wish that that Graylin Arnold didn't have this illness, man, because I think this will be his time to shine. Like out of all the players, man, I think that he probably would shine the most. I like Kayvon. You already know how I feel about Kayvon. Him getting a more role, we're going to know what we got in the 4th round pick. We're going to see today. It might kind of be unfair because of who they're going against. They're going against one of the fastest wide receivers and also one of the most skilled wide receivers in the league. So, wow, what a big task. My thing is, and I'm not even going to lie to y'all, man, I don't want to see Jalen Mills on this field. I'm not going to lie to you because, first of all, this dude is so frustrating to me. And I understand, all right, it might be confident. Cool. But I'm sick and tired of this dude getting burnt 20 yards, 30 yards, 15 yards, comeback routes, this and that, burnt. And then you make a tackle. You make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage and you get up and you flexing. For what? What are you flexing for? Like. And I liked the Mills. I thought that him going to the safety spot, I thought that would be it for him because you can't get beat on double moves really like that in the safety spot. But being as though that Jim Schwartz doesn't keep a high safety that much, he keeps one safety in a box, it seems like all the time. Like, when do we ever have cover 3? When do we ever have 2 back safeties? Like, you never see that. Instead, we do play cover 3. It's just our corners playing back 15 yards. You know what I mean?
They're playing corner and safety.
It's gonna be. I can just picture the defense right now, especially with Jim Schwartz. I can picture the defense right now, and the excuses because of their young guys. It's going to be pitch and catch with. You got to run the football because it's going to be pitch and catch with Hopkins and the quarterback. Man, slipped my mind right now.
Murray,
but. Yeah, like it's going to be pitch and catch because these corners are going to be playing 10, 15 yards back to respect what Christian Kirk brings to the table, to respect what Hopkins brings to the table. And there's really nobody that can probably stick those guys one-on-one. Pause. But there's really nobody that can do that. So, but when you really look at it and you really break it down, man, like who do we have? Like Jaquette. I like him. I don't know though. I don't know. You know what I mean? Brought in the other guy. Who was the safety that they brought up, man? I can't remember his name. Is it like it's too many names to try to remember? I mean, damn, like the injuries, man. And it's crazy that when we need a slate the most, he's not there. It's not his fault. But I'm starting to get worried. 2 concussions in a year, that's not good.
Oh no.
Like, I don't know if y'all know what like how big of a factor concussions mess with your brain. I mean, this might be a stretch, but bear with me. Look at Carson Wentz. Could this be one of the reasons why he's playing like this? Because of the concussion? I mean, just think about it. And it's not an excuse. I'm just saying, look at concussions, and concussions ain't good, man. Concussions ain't good. That means your brain has been rattled inside your skull so much that you don't know what you can't see colors right. I never had a concussion, but I talked to many people that did. You can't see colors right. Sometimes you don't even know your mother's name. Like concussions are very, very serious. This is why they've been suing the NFL for so long. This is why there's no more helmet to helmet. Like, it's really serious, man. And for him to have 2 in 1 year really, really concerns me, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, hey, Mir Slat, I'll speak up and say it. I'm no way saying this is the Battle Birds. This is just my opinion on Thomas Mott. I think he's a snake in the grass. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm saying that. Okay? I don't know the dude personally, and maybe I would feel differently if I had a conversation with him. But I find it real suspect that you say things like our Philadelphia Eagles and stuff like that. But then if I go look up the San Francisco 49ers report, old Thomas Mott got him a channel on the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm not down with that, man. I'm not down with that.
Yeah. And the thing is, I understand everybody has their own grind. And like I said, he's linked up with Chat Sports. So, he has all the great graphics and stuff. And shout out to him for doing what he got to do. I never knock nobody's hustle. But like, he could be honest and be like, look, I just talk about sports. It's cool. You know what I mean? But, he does say our Eagles and our Niners. So, hey.
Yeah. And then like he'll make videos where he's talking about the same player on both teams, like targeting in the offseason and free agency. Like, I don't know, man. I don't trust him.
But
personally, I don't trust him.
But shout out to him. He, like I said, he knows his sports. He definitely has a degree in broadcast, and you can hear it in his voice. You can hear how he talks. His channel is legit when it comes to just the work he puts in. It's just that, what I mean? As soon as somebody showed me he was a Niners fan too, I was just like, ouch. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I forgot who was the first person to tell me, but it is what it is. But hey.
Yeah, I don't even know who the hell y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Eagles News Now or something like that is his channel. But he's got another channel called the San Francisco 49ers Report.
But here's my thing. I think if we win today, which again, I'm optimistic. them beating the Saints, made me feel like we can have a chance. I see the Washington football team is losing to the Seattle Seahawks, and we know the way to get in the playoffs is for the Washington football team to lose one out of Carolina and Seattle, which they were losing 20-3 last time I looked, and the Philadelphia Eagles winning out. Now, last year, Carson Wentz won 4 back-to-back games and won out. Let's see if Hurts can do it. Different team. Now it looks like, again, instead of having the injuries on the offensive side of the ball, we got the injuries on the defensive side of the ball. But, hey, the only way we do win is probably in a shootout. We're going to have to put up the most points we put all season. Now, like Gates said earlier in this video, we just beat the Saints defense, and we're like, wow, we did that on the Saints D. The way their linebackers are playing, and you heard Doug Peterson talk about it, that package they do where they have like multiple linebackers, like a lot. Hassan Riddick, Jordan Hicks, Isaiah Simmons, they will put a spy on Hurts. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult because they're coming off one of their best defensive performances. Hassan Riddick, 3 forced fumbles and 5 sacks, made Daniel Jones' life miserable. Now, Daniel Jones is no Jalen Hurts when it comes to his escapability, but we saw Daniel Jones put the burner on the Eagles, so he fell, but it is what it is. I just think it's going to be hard to contain their offense. Kyler, I like him as a young boy, but if Jalen Hurts wins this, shout out to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup just because I think that Arizona might possibly put a lot of pressure on us through the passing game, and that can, it's going to be really, what can Jim Schwartz do? So I'll give you one play that Jim Schwartz runs that I absolutely love. Speaking of a Thomas, it was covered on the Philadelphia Eagles channel, guys, recently. PhiladelphiaEagles.com covered it. It's the inverted cover 2 that Jim Schwartz runs. It's basically where you take your corners when they're in that off coverage, that 7 to 10 yards off coverage, and then they go and they drop back as your deep safeties, and then your 2 safeties, then they come down and play the flats. Now, I will tell you this. It makes you incredibly susceptible across the middle. It does. But when you're worried about getting beat deep, it gives you an added layer of protection there. I'm a fan of that. I love the inverted cover 2. I thought that was one of the things we did to keep us in the game against Seattle last year. That's the first time I really noticed it on film, was in the very first Seattle game last year, not the playoff game. But, I mean, we're going to have to see what Jim Schwartz can come up with out there, man. I mean, he came up with a pretty good game plan last week. I'm hoping that he's got another one in him, because after this game, the next 2 games are winnable. They really are.
Yes, sir.
Man, when you look at it, I get what you're saying, Gates. I do like that, but you have to have chemistry with your cornerbacks and your safeties, because they call it at the last minute sometimes, at the last second, should I say, before the snap. So it got to be chemistry. You know what I mean? Because it could be a corner saying, no, don't do it. I see a slant route or whatever the case may be, and then it doesn't happen. But they got to have chemistry on that one. Man, if I understand the staple of our defense and probably our whole team, this defensive line gotta play like they never played before. They have to have a best game today, because when you really, really look at it, like the quarterback that we're facing, man, he likes to hold the football. He likes to make them plays. He likes to scramble. He likes to get out of the way, whatever the case may be. And he can do it. He can juke. He can do all that kind of stuff. But if you just fluster this kid, I mean, you have to have discipline also if you're the defensive end. Josh Sweat, I'm talking to him the most, because we know that even though y'all know how I feel about him, I feel as though he's the least, probably the least disciplined at the defense, on the defensive line, because of his attack move. You know what I mean? You can get him off. Yeah. You can get him off his dribble. You know what I mean? So,
343 was that comment. It's the one he's alluding to. Sorry. I'm sorry, Reese.
No, you good. Damn, Gates. Yeah. Yeah, but I was on Josh Sweat. Pause. Damn, that sounds crazy. No, I was talking about Josh Sweat. I was talking about Josh Sweat. Yeah, he got to be disciplined with his eyes, man. He got to make sure he knows what he sees. He got to trust his eyes. Don't just lunge to the person that you think got the football. Trust your eyes. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's going to come down to. They're going to run some RPOs on us. You know what I mean? Because they know we're susceptible. They're going to run some bootlegs because they know we're susceptible to it. So we have to be disciplined, especially at the defensive end position. Because it's getting late, y'all, and we already know we're gonna be fighting out there on the field in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to give my my offense, my defense, and also my score predictions.
Hey,
real
quick, before you do that, let me ask you two a question before we do that. How did you guys feel about the fact that we didn't call up Prince Tega? And right now, if I'm not mistaken, guys in the chat, if I'm mistaken, correct me, because it's not like I'm going over this with a fine-tooth comb right now. I think Luke Driga and Brett Tother are only backups for this game.
That just shows that he's, either again, we're just doing a whoopsie on talent evaluation, or he's struggling.
I thought they brought the travesty of Jermon Brown back too.
God, I hope not.
They did bring him back. I seen that they brought him back a couple weeks ago, but they never said that he got released. So I think he's still on the team.
Man,
he better not play.
Yeah, but can I ask a question now that you asked that question, and then I'll go? What the hell happened to Cordy Glenn?
I don't know if it was a money issue or what it was, but he should have been here. He should have been here. He should have been here when the first injury went down, and he was still available on the market instead of bringing back Jason Peters, which I love Jason Peters, but I mean, come on, hadn't that ship sailed?
No, we already had him then, though.
Yeah, but there were plenty of opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, we should have brought him in after the Brooks injury. You mean after the Brooks injury? You should have brought him in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant after the Dillard injury. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, no, after Dillard, you could have too. I mean, like you said, there were several opportunities along the way to have brought this kid in. And I thought that he's physically very similar to Jason Peters, but he's younger. He's not going to be Jason Peters in his prime. I mean, let's be realistic. But
yeah, but he's not in his prime.
I mean, he would probably been a much more serviceable player this year than Jermon Brown and Jason Peters turned out to be.
And probably Matt Pryor too.
All right, but listen, so Fresh is gonna start us off with the offensive player, defensive player, and score prediction. But everybody in the chat, put down in the chat who is your offensive player, defensive player, and score prediction while we go, and we'll pull yours up on the screen. Chat, go ahead, let them rip.
Defense. I already told y'all starts with the defensive end. This guy has cooled down, kind of really since the I want to say week, probably the Giants game, before the Giants game. Brandon Graham, we was projecting him to have 10 sacks. He has slowed down immensely. You know what I mean? And it's not like he's not producing, because he is. He's getting double. These dudes know. I got to double Fletcher Cox. I got to double Brandon Graham. And that's why you see Hargrave coming into the fold a little bit more. You know what I mean? But I think that Brandon Graham should have a good game. See, it's so easy to pick. It's so easy to pick this one, but I'm going to go off script because I know one of y'all going to pick this guy. So I'm going to go off script with this one. I'm going to say Rhaegar. This is the guy that I'm looking for. This is the guy that I think that you can implement him. You can put him in the slot. You can put him outside. You can put him in the backfield. You can use him. You can use him with so many different things. They just have to do that. He is kind of like your Swiss Army knife kind of wide receiver, and you have to utilize this kid. I just need him to run full speed when he gets the football. I was so mad when I looked at tape and I seen that he was not running full speed when he got that wide open open to the left. He was not running full speed, and then you run out of balance. It's like, dude, like you are a rookie. I understand you want to put your body on the line, but you got to put your body on the line. I need to see more. My score prediction is going to be. I was close last week, so close. I'm gonna go with 27-24 Eagles. Let's go, y'all.
You want to go first, Mike? You want me?
You can go.
You sure?
Yeah, I know you're gonna get all my guys, but
that's cool. What I'm saying. All right. I'm going to stick to my same player of the game as I had last week, which is going to be Miles Sanders offensively.
That's why I ain't touching.
Yeah, like I think you're going to see a kid that's going to touch the ball between 18 to 22 times between running and in the passing game. So I think he's going to have ample opportunity to affect the game.
Yo, real fast. Do y'all know he got eight drops this year?
Yeah,
That's
a lot.
That leads all running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I just thought I brought that up. Go ahead.
And then I'm going to say defensively, who did you take, Reese? So I'll take the same player.
I took Graham.
You took Graham?
Yeah.
I'm going to go off of your guy, bro. The player you've been pumping up all season. Josh Sweat.
My guy.
Josh Sweat, man. The dude's playing at, like, I mean, I'm just going to be real, man. This kid's warranted a second contract. There's no doubt about it. I don't care what you got to do with the rest of these defensive ends. You need to get Josh Sweat a second contract. Like, I mean, I'm just going to be real. I love Brandon Graham. I do think that, we see at times that Barnett has the talent, but those two dudes are like $27 million. Josh Sweat ain't going to cost you anywhere near that.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. Like, that's what you're going to be paying those two other guys next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Josh Sweat, he needs a contract. I think the kid's balled out, man. I'm going to go Josh Sweat defensively, and then I'm going to go Miles Sanders offensively.
All right. Your score prediction?
Jesus. Man, I think they're going to get to 30 points, man. I do. I'm hoping it's a lower scoring game because the lower the score, I think the better shot the Eagles stand in this one. I'm never not going to pick the Eagles, guys. I'm an Eagles fan. I don't go into a game thinking we're going to lose. I just, it's not in me to do that. So I'm going to say 31-30 Philly.
All right. So for my defensive player of this game, I'm going to go with Hargrave, a guy who had no production early in the season, but starting to come in. I see him getting pressures. He's still doing his thing. Got a couple last week. I'm going to get Hargrave to finish the season out strong. We're going to need this D-line to play lights out if we want a chance to win, to help out this young secondary. I was thinking about taking one of these young boys in Seymour or Wallace, but I'm going to go Hargrave because we need the D-line to come through. On the offensive side of the ball, listen, we need to get some more production from our tight ends, man. I feel like our tight end production dropped off a lot. I'm going to go with Zach Ertz. Dallas Goedert's the more explosive guy, but listen, Zach Ertz wants to get paid by another team because we don't have enough money to pay him next year. Put some good tape. You look bad in the beginning. You got hurt. You're a little old. You got 3 games. Put some good tape. Have a team like, I don't know, Seattle or one of these teams pay him to finish his career. Shout out to Zach Ertz. Ball out this game. Get us into the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, Eminem, just real quick, man. When I say
touches,
I'm talking total touches, man, between passing game and running game.
Gate said, Gate gave his score prediction. My score prediction is going to be 31 Philly to 30. One of these Gopher 2s are going to come in handy.
So you're saying I'm going to be on the edge of my seat again?
It's the Eagles. We're not going to have nothing like it. Listen, who would have thought that a 17-0 game would end up the way it did last week? You know what I mean? So I got 31-30.
I seen what happened. I seen what happened week 1 in Washington.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat was saying that. And I'm like, yo, if that happens again, my goodness. But 31-30 and a shocker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Washington loses. I heard they were coming back. Somebody in the chat said they had the ball and they were coming back.
Yeah, I was trying to look that up myself.
But yeah, man, 9 minutes into the game.
Bears got the Vikings down too.
The Bears are beating the Vikings.
Yep.
Yo, somebody came in here and said that Justin Jefferson was cursing out Kirk Cousins for not throwing him the ball.
Seriously?
Yeah, someone said early in the chat.
Dallas got San Fran down.
Expected by a rookie, man. What?
Did you hear me, Mike? Dallas has San Fran down.
Yeah.
Seattle's still technically winning, but Washington's driving the ball right now. They're close to the 2-minute mark. It was like 2nd and 5. Seattle 34. It looks like right now.
What's the score though? Seattle got
20-15. 20-15. Let me refresh it and see.
And once again, Russell Wilson is not playing good.
Man, if Washington wins, then beats them, then we got to hope that Carolina can win the business.
We're eliminated.
No, because if Carolina beats them, If we lose and they win, yeah, we're eliminated.
Yeah. If we lose and Washington win, we done.
Yeah.
Well, no, oh yeah, if we lose, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we
Man.
lose, we done.
Man, Miami's got New England down. That's not really that big a surprise, though.
Yo,
Miami like 8-5.
Yeah, Miami's
Yeah.
playing good.
Yeah, they ain't bad.
my parlay. Listen, you know who's killing my parlay right now? The Vikings. I just looked. I got Dallas. I got Dolphins. I got the Bucks. Wait, the Bucks came back, right?
Yeah. I think
I
that,
got
yeah,
it.
they're 31-27 right now.
I got the Bucks. I got everybody's winning except for the Vikings, and I'm gonna lose money because of that. Trash.
But I think they're 4th and 3 at like the 50-yard line, bro. The Bucks
Who?
are.
Why in
But-
the hell can't
So
Atlanta?
Matt Ryan might have a chance to steal this.
Why can't Atlanta keep the lead? Like, I don't understand that, man. That's a shame, yo.
Can't blame it on the coach this time.
Nah,
gone.
yeah, he gone.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, but yeah, yo, I'm gonna get off, my guys. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. We will be here post game. Man, let's get this W. Let's turn the tides. It's time to turn the tides.
Bro, Tennessee is smashing Detroit right now. It's like 45 to 20, 45 to 20, no, 46-25 Tennessee.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Matthew Stafford, y'all. He don't get benched though. But go ahead.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Luke W4101 from Twitch. He does have a YouTube channel where he does like sports highlights. So he does all team sports highlights. He hit me up, shout him out. He wanted me to shout him out. So shout out to you, my guy. Keep grinding, put them sports highlights up. Go check him out, give him a view. If you like what you see, hit that button.
So wait,
Since Mike called me out the last time because I shaved and then the Eagles ended up losing the winning streak, I didn't shave even though I really want to shave.
Gotta do what we gotta do. We need all
So wait, Mike, is he on Twitch or he got YouTube page?
YouTube page.
Okay. I'll check him out.
You already know. With all that being said, let's go Eagles. We'll be back in 3 hours, hopefully with some good news.
All right, y'all. Stay Philly, stay fresh. Yo, that.
Peace. My bad. Mike's sitting there waiting on me.
I was like,
I thought I froze.